Unit 1 Introduction to Science. Learning to be a scientist. The study of the things and events that take place around us is called science. A person who studies science is called a scientist. A scientist not only looks at things but asks questions about them and tries to find answers by performing experiments and collecting more information. Then he or she writes down the results and draws conclusions from them. A scientist uses scientific methods to solve problems. He or she works in a special kind of classroom called a laboratory. There are many instruments in a laboratory. They have been invented to help scientists in making accurate measurements and calculations for the experiments they perform. Steps involved in solving a scientific problem. Number 1. Locating the problem. Insects have 6 legs. Number 2. Collecting information. Collect different kinds of insects. Number 3. Performing an experiment. Use a magnifying glass to count the number of legs of each insect. Number 4. Recording the observations. Make a list of all the insects and the number of legs each one has. Number 5. Drawing a conclusion. Each insect had 6 legs, so all insects have 6 legs. Kinds of instruments used by a scientist. Balance. A balance is an instrument used for measuring the weight of a body. Weight is measured in grams, so 1 kilogram is equals to 1000 grams. Measuring cylinder. A measuring cylinder is used to measure the volume of a liquid. Volume is measured in liters, so 1 liter is equals to 1000 milliliters. Stopwatch. A stopwatch is used to measure time in hours, minutes, and seconds. 1 hour is equals to 60 minutes and 1 minute is equals to 60 seconds. Meter rule. A meter rule is used to measure the length of a body. Length is measured in meters, so 1 meter is equals to 100 centimeters. Thermometer. A thermometer is used to measure the temperature of a body. It tells how hot or cold a body is. Temperature can be measured in degrees Celsius. Looking at a laboratory. A laboratory is a place where scientific experiments are carried out. It contains lots of scientific equipment called apparatus, which is kept in the cupboards or on the shelves. It also has chemicals which are kept in bottles called reagent bottles. Specimens of animals and plants are displayed on shelves and cupboards, and scientific charts are hung on the walls. A laboratory also has instruments for magnifying small objects called microscopes. A good laboratory is designed in such a way that it is well lit and it is convenient and easy to work in. It should be well ventilated so that fumes of chemicals can easily escape without causing discomfort. A laboratory must be equipped with a fire extinguisher to put out fire in case of an accident. A first aid box containing emergency medicines and bandages must be kept in a handy place so that it can be used immediately if someone gets injured or burned while performing an experiment. Safety rules for using a laboratory. Do not touch anything without the teacher's permission. Follow the instructions given by the teacher. Always put back things in their proper place after use. Put stoppers on the reagent bottles immediately after use. Report all damage to the laboratory in charge. Wash hands thoroughly after performing an experiment. Do not throw solids in the drains or in the sink. Always work carefully in the laboratory. Do not eat, drink, shout, play or throw anything on anyone in the laboratory. Clean all apparatus after use. Now it's time to move on to the summary of this program. Science is the study of things and events that take place around us. A scientist is a person who studies science. A scientist uses scientific methods to solve problems. A scientist uses special kinds of instruments. A laboratory is a place where a scientist works. A laboratory should be used carefully. Now it's time to say you goodbye from this week. Until then, take a very good care of yourself. Bye bye.